are a haze, piecing together the fragments of a frame. Why my motor skills are out of phase. I feel like I've awoken in a maze. Though we've never met before, baby, I am sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings, one of those bells that now and then rings, one of those things. It was just one of those nights, just one of those fabulous flights, a trip to the moon on your Cascade Jazz. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know it's been a cold day. Spend my life making love to you. Yeah, thank you. We're working on getting everything all balanced out so we can hear everybody. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some get their kicks from cocaine. I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, it would bore me terrifically too. But I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously do not adore me. I get no kick in a airplane, flying too high with some cry in the sky. It's my idea, but nothing to do. But I get a kick out of you. Wow, we got a little bit of bouncing around here a little bit. Mr. Lloyd Chisholm, because we have different flavors of jazz. It comes in many flavors. We did some swing, and now our next flavor is bebop. The master of bebop is Mr. Lloyd Chisholm.
That's funny you should call me up. I just happened to have a trumpet with me. and I have a trumpet.
I just know these things.
I happen to have this song you wrote.
And he happens to have a tune I wrote. I hope it's one I know. Two big differences between writing a tune and knowing it. You actually have to play it some to know it. Yeah, the idea of master bebop, that's not exactly true, but I am a great lover of bebop. It's not something you ever master, it's something you always chase after. They asked me to say what bebop is. Bebop is kind of like the mountain. It was the jazz in the mid-40s, technically, but what it really is when it ceased being just pop music, like, you know, the big band era and all the World War II movies you see, and when it started to become art, the harmonies became a lot more denser, a lot more complex. The harmonies changed a lot faster, the rhythms got more complex, and then the music got really hard to play, and then it got so it didn't make money anymore because everybody said, hey, I can play rock and I don't have to practice 12 hours a day. So that's the story of what bebop is. Some people say they don't dig it because they don't understand it. But the thing is, don't try to understand it. It's not about understanding it. Just have an open mind. Shut your eyes, open your ears, and it should be like a soundtrack to something that happened in your life. So if you have an open mind and you just listen to the music, see where it takes you, and hopefully it'll bring a memory back to you, and it'll be a soundtrack to that memory. And that's what we're trying to do. So if you'll bear with us, hopefully you will take a little trip. This particular tune is called Bopping on the Bosphorus. I was testing. I was living in Istanbul, and my band went out on the Bosphorus. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of water in the world that flows through the center of the city. One side of the city is in Europe, one side of the city is in Asia. When you cross over the bridge, it says welcome to Asia or welcome to Europe. And we're sitting on this gorgeous piece of water, and we're looking at the most beautiful moon, and I thought about this tune for a bebop tune. I hope you enjoy it.
I got the first solo, Lloyd. Lloyd, I'm first, eh? Just do the one you had.
No, not that one.
All right. There you go. There you go. Count it.
much. Popping on the box. This time we'd like to bring Susanna back up for a little of her magic.
What's that? No, not quite yet. Not quite yet, yeah.
You guys, check out the arrangement on this. It's an old tune. This tune was written back when sugar was 5 cents a pound. And everyone's used to hearing this in hotel lobbies and in elevators and stuff. But these cats came up with a really nice take on it. Check it out.
stealing into a newborn day. Flaming with all the glow of sunrise, a burning kiss is sealing the vow that all betray. For the passions that thrill love, they take you high to heaven, and the passions that kill love will let you fall to hell. So ends its story softly, as in an evening sunset. The light that gave you glory will take it all away. And next we would like to introduce our percussionist, Ernesto Pediangco.
Wait. My name Jose Jimenez. Anyway, what I'm speaking to segues into what Lloyd was speaking about, bebop. And I'm representing the Latin contingent of this rhythmic fusion, this multicultural fusion we call music of the Americas, jazz. And jazz is not just an American art form. It is an art form of Las Americas. Las Americas. Viva Las Americas! Viva! Señores, okay. Not bad for a Filipino. Hey. And the rhythms and instruments that I play are, of course, of Cuban origin, but it represents the cross-cultural fusion coming from music which is a dance culture, which is totally different than the music that we have from our heritage of Europe, which was patronized music, music of the church, right? Music of the royal elite, the patrons of Western classical music, Baroque music, etc., where if you were dancing and if you turned to the wrong direction, that was diabolical. You were done. But the dance cultures of Europe, some of my favorite, like Polish music, Irish music, these were music this is folk music, this was dance music. Well, the same thing, the music of Latin America, music of Africa, music of Asia, anywhere that had this ancient heritage of dance music is part of the music that we call jazz. We just don't identify it as such because we don't have the Western cultural educational curriculum that identifies things correctly, right? For instance, a lot of people, we listen to rhythm and blues. But if that rhythm and blues sounds anything like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, or Smooth Operator by Sade, or Further Through the Grapevine, Marvin Gaye, this is actually cha-cha-cha. This is Cuban invented music that comes from the folk music of Cuba. And this is music that is, of course, dance music that fused into American jazz music. And the term bebop that we have now is actually representational of a phonetic communication between Al McKibben, the jazz bass player for Dizzy Gillespie, and Chano Pozo, a Cuban conga player that played in the mambo bands of his era. And when they would get together, the Cuban conga player was trying to communicate to the American bass player, and they couldn't speak each other's language, so they spoke phonetically. So the conga player would teach them boom 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 pa 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 boom 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 pa 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 boom 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 ta 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 boom boom. Dizzy Gillespie would walk into the room and these guys were going back and forth, boom, 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 back, boom, boom, boom. What's all this bebop buzz? And so that bebop, bop, bop, boom, 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 that becomes something that identifies this musical marriage of rhythm from Cuba and American jazz music that's taken new directions. It's absorbing rhythmic and musical heritage from other cultures. And you even had Western musical geniuses like Stravinsky that would travel to the Caribbean to learn this polyrhythmic music and this polyphonic music and bring it into Western classical music, which helped Western classical music grow. And the United States is probably the richest contributor to the global music scene because of this multicultural fusion. And so what we do here today is a sharing of that multicultural heritage with you. And we call it jazz, but jazz originally was a very vulgar term. It was very vulgar. And if you were a jazz musician, you were not socially acceptable. Just like, say, reggae musicians in Trenchtown. This was the music of the slave culture that was not what the elitists wanted to be identified with. No, this is not Jamaican music, man. We got calypso. Or Trenchtown music was another scene. So, oh my God, oh my goodness. So on that note, we're going to introduce. It's funny because my program says Robert. It also says, what does it say?
It says you talk.
We want to introduce Robert Neal, our vocalist, on our next song here. And we're going to do a tune entitled Spain. And that's the epistle according to Ernesto.
Thank you very much. All right.
Good evening.
Hey.
Wow. Good evening. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to wake you up, I see. We are gonna jump on this tune that was, I think it's a Chick Corea tune, but we lost one of the greatest performers of this tune a little while back, Al Jarreau. So we're gonna jump on this and see what we can give back to him.
This time we know it's for sure. And we're lovers once again. And you're near me. On the ground in Spain, I did love and adore you. The nights filled with joy were our yesterdays, and tomorrow will bring you near me. I can't recall my desire, and the reverie is on fire, and I get a picture of all my yesterdays. Yesterday, I say, I get a kick every time they play that Spain again. Remember the rain in December, the leaves are brown on the ground. Our love was a Spanish fiesta. The bright lights and songs were our joyous day, and the nights were the heat of the yearning. I can't recall my desire, and reverie is alright, and I get a picture of all my yesterday. Yesterday, I say, I get a kick every time they play that Spain again. I see moments of history. Your eyes meet mine, and they dance to the melody, and we live again as if dreaming. The nights filled with joy were our castanets, and forever we'll know their meaning. I can't recall my desire. I get a kick every time they play that Spain again.
Yes, you will be hearing more from Robert in a little while, so we'll have him back. He's just too much fun to let alone, you know? Totally lost it there. Thanks, Robert. See what I mean? Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte see you, I hear music divine. Bésame mucho. Love me forever and say you'll always be mine. Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte y perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho. Each time I see you, I hear music divine. Bésame mucho. Love me forever and say you'll always be mine. Muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho. Each time I see you, I hear music divine. Bésame mucho. Love me forever and say you'll always be mine. Que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte después. Que tengo miedo a perderte.
Jefferson Chardonnay.
Any Sade? No, but we should. It's good stuff. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love her stuff, though. Yes. We're going to do a little instrumental here. smoking. Well, I want to introduce the band members to you. And on my right, yes, how do you do? And then, of course, our jokester and pianist is also our fearless band leader, musical director. He can only try to direct, yes, John Chmaj. And next on the drums, holding it at a steady beat, is Brian Gmerek. And our bassist here is John Koehler. And then, of course, you got a chance to meet Ernesto Pediangco. And our wonderful vocalist joining us is Robert Neal. And I am Susanna Fuller. So thank you very much for coming and listening to us. Got a few more tunes to present to you. Thank you so much for being patient and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. Good, good.
Love it.
Blue skies smiling for me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebird singing songs, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right, noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love. Oh my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. so right. Noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love, oh my. I may blame blue days, all of them gone, gone, gone. Nothing but blue skies from now
got you a little patch of sunshine this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Who am I? What am I? Who are you? Thank you so much. I want to invite up Mr. Robert Neal again to the stage. I don't get to do duets with people very often, and I am so excited to get a chance to sing with this wonderful gentleman. You may even recognize this song from another well-known gentleman.
True.
You'll figure it.
You call me from the room in your hotel, all full of romance of someone that you met, and telling me how sorry you were for leaving so soon, but that you'll miss me sometime when you're alone in your room. Do I feel lonely too? You have no right to ask me how I feel.
You have no right
To speak
to me so kind. We can't go on holding on to ties.
now that we're living separate lives.
When I held on just to let you go, and if you lost your love for me, you never let it show. No way to compromise.
So now we're living
Now we're living separate lives.
It's so typical. Love leads to isolation. And you build that wall.
You build that wall.
Yes, you build that wall.
Yes, you build that wall. You make it stronger.
You have no right
To ask me how I feel. You have no right
to speak
to me so kind.
Someday I might
I just might
find myself
looking
in your
eyes.
But for now, we'll go
On living
separate
lives. Ooh, but for now we'll go on living separate lives. Ooh.
that. Thank you, Robert. That was awesome. I hope I get to sing more with him. Yeah, we're going to have Robert back to do a couple more things with us. It'll be awesome. Did a little bit of a different rendition on this thing here. When the summer came, you were not around, and now that summer's gone, love cannot be found. Where you when I needed you last winter, my south, parting from love's nest, leaving me in doubt. Where are you when I need you like right now? Our love is at an end, but you say now that you've changed. But tomorrow will reflect love's past. have one last song to throw at you. This is put your seatbelts on. It's going to be a wild ride, I can tell you that.
After that build up.
Fasten your seatbelts, put your trays in their upright positions. What? All right, we're making space here. Ooh, we're getting serious about this. Strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy and sad-eyed, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came as he spoke of many things, fools and kings. This he said to me: the greatest joy you will ever learn is just to love and be loved in
Was a boy, very strange and enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy, sad of eye,